What is up, guys? It is Luke, and I'm back again. I know I took a few weeks off. I had a couple finals and big papers and stuff I needed to get done, but I'm excited to be back, and we're closing in on the actual fantasy year, and I'm excited. Let's get into it. Today's video will be about three players I believe are currently undervalued at their ADP, so without further ado, let's get into it. First up on the list is Clyde EdwardsHelaire. Now, CEH had a relatively disappointing 2020 fantasy season. With a first round ADP last year, Clyde only managed to finish with 162 fantasy points and ranked 22nd for running backs. No doubt a disappointment for those who drafted him. This disappointment, however, was in large part due to the Chiefs' inconsistent running game along with the late acquisition of Le'Veon Bell. But with Bell gone, what exactly is CEH's value and where should you pick him? I think CEH is undervalued at his current ADP of 44 and believe he should be slightly higher than he currently is. The first reason is the Chiefs ranked 31st in run block win rate in 2020, and that's just not going to happen again. They were literally last for the entire year until the Chargers fucking passed them in the last week or whatever, but who cares? Basically, they were dead last in the league. And this year, I expect to see massive improvements in that front. Now, everyone wants to talk about the loss of Schwartz and Fisher, but not really the acquisitions of Kyle Long and Joe Thuney, both of whom are extremely talented run blockers. In fact, last year, Joe Thuney had the second lowest run-blown block rate among guards, according to Sports Info Solutions, proving that he can consistently cover his assignment and execute efficiently. Furthermore, Kyle Long ranked 4th among guards in run block win percentage in the years prior to his retirement, and when healthy, is a top 10 guard in the league. Well, that's not even touching on the addition of Orlando Brown either. They also just traded for Orlando Brown at the time of this recording, and that's also going to boost their offensive line even further. Therefore, due to the makeup of the Chiefs' offensive line, I believe Helaire will have more of an opportunity to provide a high floor for your fantasy team at the running back position and will be a starting running back on a top 5 offense. Second reasoning for Clyde finishing above his current ADP is his consistency. CEH will be more consistent in 2021 due to the makeup of the offensive line and because of the current running back depth on the roster. Last year, Le'Veon Bell averaged about 10 touches per game on the Chiefs that could have gone to Helaire. With Bell on the roster, Helaire averaged a mere 12.7 touches per game compared to his 21.3 touches per game without Bell. Although I expect Darryl the Barrel and maybe Jared McKinnon occasionally to snipe some of those touches this year, I fully expect CEH to have a healthy and relatively consistent floor of 18 to 20 touches per game on a top 5 offense. With all this being said, don't be surprised if Helaire manages to finish as a borderline RB1 this year. Next, we have Robert Woods, whose current ADP is 52. The Rams had the 7th and 11th ranked offenses in the past 2 years with Jared Goff, and I'm expecting that to increase with Staff Daddy taking the helm. Currently projected as wide receiver 20, Woods will be a top receiving option on an elite offense and will, in all likelihood, finish the top 15 receiver this upcoming year due to his upgraded quarterback. Even last year, Woods finished as the wide receiver 13 with Goff at QB, proving he is a borderline wide receiver 1 even with mediocre quarterback play. To really exemplify Woods and how he has a high floor, he never had a single game with under 5 targets last year, which is good for always putting up points for your fantasy team. And an important thing to note with Woods is that he averaged a mere 7.1 yard distance per target, so although that's really low, it proves that his routes are typically short and underneath. And this is important to note because the Rams have signed Deshaun Jackson this offseason and have recently drafted Tutu Atwell, both of whom can spread the defense with their top-end speed. What this means for Woods and the Rams offense is that the underneath and short routes should be even more open this year and provide Woods with numerous easy catches, improving his floor. Although the Rams may be garnering too many weapons for Woods to fully step into wide receiver 1 territory, the upgraded QB and the addition of wide receivers that can spread out the defense show that Woods is a high floor receiver who will finish above wide receiver 20 and most likely in the top 15. And lastly, real quick, the third player is going to be Mike Davis. This isn't nearly as in-depth, but Mike Davis' current ADP is 75, and really, I would just draft Mike Davis because currently the Falcons don't have any other running backs on the roster. Now, if this changes, obviously this opinion changes. But as it currently stands, there's really no reason that he shouldn't get like 14 to 16 touches a game and have an opportunity in the red zone each game. As I mentioned, the fear of picking Mike Davis would be that the Falcons sign another running back in free agency or really early into the season. But the thing is, at worst, you're out like a 6th to 7th round pick, which, isn't ideal, but it's not really the end of your fantasy season or the end of the world, really. And at best, though, if you pick him, you're getting a solid running back, too, in round 6 to 7, which, that just seems worth it to me. I would roll the dice if nothing changes in the next couple months here. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you. See you in the next one.